Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Kitchen. Not going to make any jokes about that, I'm just going to move along. And this film is starring Tiffany Haddish and Elizabeth Moss, and led by Melissa McCarthy as three wives of mobsters who get put away, and then they take over the neighborhood and take over the kitchen. Hell's Kitchen. And this film was written and directed by Andrea Berloff, and I saw the trailer and I'm like, okay, I'm pretty excited for this. Melissa McCarthy, and not just I'm going to flip-flop around because I'm fat, and apparently that's funny, throwing my weight around because, she does it, now Rebel Wilson does it, and they both do it because Chris Farley did it, but honestly neither of them are Chris Farley. But I really appreciate Melissa McCarthy in dramatic roles, and she's one of the main positives of this film. There's not many, unfortunately. This film feels like, hey, we're in the 1970s, or whenever. I turned on the rock station. Let's throw all the classic rock music in this, even though none of it makes any sense. I do appreciate them using The Chain by Fleetwood Mac throughout it, but you know what? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 used that already, so not really original. Like, there's one point where it's like they throw in Carry On Wayward Son, the most listened to song on classic rock radio, and if it doesn't fit in the scene, just like, hey, do you want to remind you we're in the 1970s? Well, here you go. This movie frustrated me a lot because it had a lot of potential. Tiffany Haddish doing something a little bit different in this film, except the thing is her character completely flips, and there's no build to this happening, and all these, it's like, here's some twists that feel really loosely thrown in, but that don't feel earned at all. I did appreciate Elizabeth Moss in this film, and I wish that she got a little bit more. She's the one that is like, I'm plopped in the middle between Tiffany Haddish and Melissa McCarthy. And I thought she had an interesting relation with Donald Gleason, who's a little quirky, offbeat character in this film. And they had some interesting scenes and some of the more darkly funny scenes in the film. This movie feels so rushed and so chopped up and thrown together, and so many unearned twists in it that it's just like, who wrote this? And it kind of felt like, imagine Alita Battle Angel, when it's like, how many graphic novels did they shove into this one movie? They did that in this movie, except in an hour and 40 minutes. It's like, let's get all these plot threads and like chop them all up and just throw them together. Even esteemed character actress Margot Martindale, who's taken some time off from BoJack Horseman apparently to be in The Kitchen, she couldn't even do a great, like, her accent was weird, and like her choices physically as an actress and everything didn't feel right. A lot of things didn't feel right about this film. And it did have a lot of potential, but I feel like it's wasted a lot. Bill Camp's in this, and he's an Italian mobster, and you can tell he's an Italian mobster in his suit and his gold rings, and I could wipe you off the face of the earth. Italian people. There's some Italian people in it, because, there's Irish mobsters, and they're the main ones. Some of them have Irish accents, and some of them make jokes about how Tiffany Haddish married into an Irish family, and she's totally not Irish, but there's one Greek guy, and that was honestly one of the funniest scenes in the movie. And my girlfriend Jess made a comment about how everybody, when basically can do headshots, just like whoosh, one headshot, until the plot doesn't need that. And that just feels weird. It's like anybody and their mother can shoot somebody across the room right through the head with one shot. Everybody's fantastic with their guns. Maybe they should have sent the stormtroopers to their shooting school, honestly. But this film is watchable. For an hour and 40 minutes, it goes. It zips by. It has some cool classic rock music. Has some crazy, shocking violence. And that's about it. I wish that I cared more. And I wish that this story made a little more sense and felt a little more grounded, but it didn't. And overall, it's just a disappointing movie. I probably wouldn't recommend this. If you really want to watch it, wait for it to come out in, like, streaming or TV. TV will probably strip away some of the violence, but honestly, this They could have easily tailored this a little bit. Besides one of the funniest gags in the movie, they could have tailored this to being like a PG-13 movie, because it's not like they really utilize the R rating a whole lot. Besides, like, let's do so, and that's about it. This film would not recommend. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. If you really like this, let's talk about it. Let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for supporting your Wasteland reviewer.